For this project, I'm using Fimo soft clay. I purchased a 30 count sample pack of various colors and effects by this brand. Originally, I got it to try mixing it into Super Sculpey Living Doll clay to color it. When I looked into it, you were supposed to be able to mix different polymer clay brands in with each other. All you needed to do was use the highest bake time to make sure both clay is cured properly. I was looking forward to being able to color the Living Doll clay and keep its smoothness and blendability, since the line only comes in 4 skin tone shades. Fimo comes in a professional line. There aren't as many colors in that line, but what I can get from looking into it, the professional line is supposed to be really similar to the Living Doll clay that I prefer to use. It's supposed to be easily blendable and hold detail well and bake with a very smooth surface, which are all essential elements for figure making. Since I got this sample pack specifically to color my Living Doll clay, I went with the line that had the most colors though. There are lots of other ways you can color polymer clay. In theory, chalk pastels, oven-safe alcohol inks, food coloring, acrylic paints should all work. But it seems like a lot of ways can be dangerous to bake and can be toxic, so you need very specific kinds. You can't use oil-based paints. The water in food coloring can mess up the clay, the water in acrylics can mess up the clay, and I did try this and it did make the surface brittle and kind of bubbly when I baked it. Oil pastels shouldn't be baked, and soft pastels is a broad term for both oil and chalk pastels, so it's made finding actual chalk pastels really difficult. It's been a headache not having anything that says it's safe to bake when I look it up, and it's been harder for me to find anything for some reason. Even though it says you can use that type of thing to color raw clay and then bake it, whenever I look into whether or not that thing itself is safe to bake, it always says it's not in the end. There's so much more information out on the internet these days than there ever was, and that's just flat out wrong, that it's actually more difficult to find a good answer to anything anymore. So I just grabbed this clay out of frustration, since it's the only thing I found so far that's bakeable and mixable. Sculpey has 3 primary color inks for coloring clay that you can buy, but I don't want to have to make all the colors I want to use. I wish they had more than just a 3-pack out. Maybe I will cave and buy that one day though, I don't know. All of that aside, this project was just for trying out the clay itself first and seeing how it came out. The piece is just a small test of the clay, so it's kind of a crap heap and meme, and as usual I went with one of my favorite color combinations, which is purple and neon green. The clay itself is very vibrant and pigmented, and in the end it baked to look exactly the same, which was really great. Working with it, I don't like it very much though. It's not that easy to blend and took a long time. It feels and works a lot like traditional Sculpey, staying kind of chalky even when conditioned. I used a fair share of alcohol to smooth the surface as suggested before baking it, because it doesn't bake smooth and it still came out looking a bit rough and cakey texture wise, so I'm not very happy with it and probably won't use it for figures much. You could easily sand it to smooth it out if you want to go through the effort. I do not. I'd much rather just use professional grade clays that are already smooth and bake smooth. This is advertised as a soft clay, but to be honest, it was still a bit firm working with for me, and that made it difficult to really get a perfectly rounded and smooth shape without bumps, so it lost points for me there as well. I had used it a second time after this piece to make the body, shell, and pearls of a small mermaid figure. I had also mixed the white in with the Living Doll clay for the skin to test it out to see if it really kept the qualities of the Living Doll clay or not. It didn't keep them very well. Her skin lost a lot of translucency and looks a bit cakey now too, so I don't think I'll use this clay for anything serious, and will probably just stick to using it for burner pieces where I want to test out paints or something. In terms of colors available in the line, I'd give it a 5 out of 5, but having to sand it with how it bakes and having it be a bit difficult to smooth out and blend when working with it, I'd knock that rating down to a 3. If you don't care much about these things, the 30 count sample pack again came with a lot of great colors and effects to play around with. I'm going to try Fimo's professional line later down the line, and I'm sure I'll share my experience with that too. Hopefully that line is closer to Living Doll clay like others are saying. To be honest, I'd recorded all of the work on the mermaid piece I showed and originally had my review of this clay reserved for that video, but unfortunately while I was recording it, the power went out and OBS didn't get to do that magical thing it does that exports a video properly when you end a recording, and I can't open the file, so needless to say, those 5 hours of footage are lost now. There's one more thing I want to touch on really quickly in this video, and that's YouTube's recent changes and how they're affecting my channel right now. The ability for creators to flag their own content as mature or not is now gone and is being done by AI, and there's no way to try to appeal it when something gets flagged at the moment. The age verification requirement also hides all text posts on the community tab, which is something I recently discovered when switching to that view mode and seeing that I couldn't see any of my posts anymore, so I'm a little frustrated with all of that. I made a painting time-lapse video of a safe for work piece and talked about a few things in it and posted it, hoping to share it with my small number of subscribers, and for some reason or another, even though there's no swearing and no content that should be deemed inappropriate for younger audiences in the video, YouTube's AI or algorithm or whatever decided it was and hid it from my channel in that mode. Again, I can't even appeal it, and honestly that's really frustrating to have spent that much time on something for YouTube to decide, hey, you know what, we're not going to let people find this or watch it just because. Having the community posts hidden is exceptionally frustrating because not only are my product reviews and tutorials hidden for others that might be interested, but now I have no way to even tell any of you if a new video is out that's hidden or not. You can still see it and find it when I post it to other sites, so I guess at the moment, if you want to make sure you are seeing everything from me, it might be better to follow my art Tumblr or my Patreon as a free member just to see those videos when I post them. I never tell anyone to subscribe to my channel. I figure you all can make that decision on your own if you find my videos are things you want to spend your time on or are helpful to you, but with this recent change in algorithms, it seems even more pointless to say subscribe, since who knows what you'll even be shown and what will be hidden from you even as a subscriber. I honestly am just getting really tired of what the internet is turning into these days. Anyway, that's all for this video. Hopefully it gave you some insight into this clay and whether or not it would work for your own projects, and also just gave you a little bit of insight on what's going on this platform right now and why you might not be seeing a lot of videos from creators you follow at the moment. I do think it'd probably be best at this point that if there's a creator you watch that you do want to make sure you're seeing everything by, that you see if they post their videos on other platforms you might be able to follow them on to catch. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll leave a link to this clay down in the description in case it's something you're interested in trying out yourself. Even though I didn't personally like it because I'm really picky about not having to sand or do extra work and how easy it is to blend something, it's still a pretty decent clay. If you're fine with traditional Sculpting and you're fine with smoothing stuff out with alcohol and you're fine with sanding, again, it comes in a lot of really great colors, and even though it didn't work for me, it could work for you, so if you are interested, definitely give it a try. Anyway, that's it. Later.